and love Melisande attack Melisande healthy.
everybody! Welcome, welcome, welcome! Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Happy payday. Happy, I don't know, frickin'. For some of you, it's the end of your week. For some of you, it's payday, not for me. For some of you, it's a frickin' Tuesday. But you know what? We're here on Ace Attorney Friday. So no matter what you've got coming tomorrow, hopefully this evening can be a beautiful little reprieve, an oasis, if you will, in your week before you got to get back into it tomorrow and hit it even stronger. Come back even stronger. Hi! Hello! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Man, I've been waiting all week for this. I almost didn't make the end of I wasn't even thinking about it. I almost didn't make the end of the second loop. I was chatting with, we have a guest staying with us for a few weeks. And then I was like, oh wait, it's the end of the loop. I gotta get in there. I gotta go. But hi, hello. Who all is here? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hello, Nightbot. Hi, Nightbot. Hey, Loaf. Hello, Amelia. Hello, Tito. Craig. Hello. Oh, God, there's more up there. Hang on, let me scroll higher. Hello, Undivided. Hello, Double Derpa. Hello, Zuffins. Hello, Mitchell. Hello, Cav. Hello, No Said No. Hello, Mikuria. Hello, Lady Invader. Hello, Sire. Hello, Maya. Hey, Maya. Hefe, welcome. And also, thank you so much for the 20 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's very sweet. I appreciate you. Welcome, Nightbot. Hello, Loaf. Hello, Amelia. Hello, Tito. Hello, I've got a burp. Hang on. All right, burp over. Raven, welcome. Catalyst, welcome. Vidonia, welcome. Misfit Minecraft server has been a success. Yeah, I heard that you're hosting a server. I saw. Are you doing a Cobblemon server? I did see Tinker's Construct. I didn't know. Did you change your mind on that one, or what did you end up settling on? I think I saw it hooking towards Cobblemon and away from upgraded adventure Minecraft. I'm a huge fan of Tinkers. I don't know if would Tinkers mesh with Cobblemon if you don't have things to fight? But I'm a humongous. I saw Tinkers early and I'm a fucking humongous fan of Tinker's Construct and anything that lets you build custom weapons. Oh, I don't mean like a mod conflict. I just mean like, it's designed for custom weapons to fight things, but if you don't have anything to fight, what are you doing with the weapons? But I'm glad you're enjoying Cobblemon. God, man, you don't want to hear this. You don't want to hear this. You don't want me to make you second guess anything. If you wanted any additional suggestions for mods, by the way, I have the list from the Siren server. So if you remember anything like, man, how did they get that? How did they get that one thing? They had that building with the blah, 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 and you don't know the name of it, and you want to ask me about it. I can just drop the list of Siren mods, so if you, if that gives you if that sparks any inspiration, more than happy to. I know some of the stuff I loved from that server was like, the ability to upload like custom shapes, because there are like things you can get like extra hats and extra accessories. There's the one that lets you like crawl. There's the one that lets you sit on anything. All that kind of stuff is really fun. You may already have all of that. Last thing on is getting stick bugged. Yeah, I can figure out what that. If you all want to stick bug at each other too, I allow me to be of service. But I'm glad it's going well. I'm glad that you're having fun in there. How are you hosting, by the way? Cena can attest they were passing by my house when a fucking stone journer showed up. Cena Breyer? Did Cena come hang out with you, or? Wait, what is this? Or you mean your house in Minecraft? Cena's on the Misfit Minecraft server? What the? Cena hasn't mentioned it once to me. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's so funny. Nice. Oh, that's very cool. Very, very cool. Very, very, very cool. Hey, let me put the note up. Let me see. I'm like, your actual house? This is a light performance stream. Sorry if I misses your message. No spoilers. Can I spell? Back seating. This is I liked Cobblemon so much. I might pop in and poke around. I gotta tell you, I'm kind of aching for RL Craft again. I think if I host an official server, I feel like no one's gonna want to come play on it because it's so brutal, but if I host an official server, it might be RL Craft. Just the most brutal survival server. But hello, welcome to the Friday show. Welcome to the Ace Attorney stream. If you've never been here before, this is the stream where I get off access on my mic, the whole fucking stream. I am Melizand. You can call me Mel. I'm a professional voice actor and pre-debut VTuber. I am a variety streamer. We play all sorts of different games here. We were playing Vermintide this week and Grounded and Black Desert Online and all sorts of fun stuff. But on Friday, we play Ace Attorney, and as a professional voice actor, my favorite thing in the world is telling stories, and one of the things I love about Friday streams is that it lets me take the two things I love doing and put them together into one stream. So I get to have a little fun live entertainment evening with all of you, and I get to play every character. And it also gives me the opportunity to explore characters I don't usually book for, one reason or another. And play all the characters, even the ones I have no business playing, and it's fun, it's campy, it's anime as fuck. No one's going for an Oscar here, but it is certainly a great time. So we're not gonna delay that long before jumping in because we have a lot of ground to cover possibly. When we left off last week, we actually finished Apollo Justice, the whole Apollo Justice game. And because we had some extra time and because I'm an idiot, I asked, should we start the next title? And everyone was like, yeah! And my voice was fucking shot. But we started the next title figuring, it's a tutorial case. Like, they're usually all over pretty quickly, like maybe 2 hours. And then you're done. Little did I know, the tutorial of Dual Destinies, the 5th game, the one that we just started, is a 2-parter. So we got to the end, and they're like, we'll see you back tomorrow. And I'm thinking, oh, fuck. Oh, fuck, there's more. I thought we were going to finish it. We're not going to be able to finish it. So we paused in the middle. Where did we go? Man, there was a bomb there was a bomb in the courthouse. Everything came tumbling down. Apollo was hurt, his eye was wounded, and one of a new character, Athena, one of the brand new, our newest attorney to join Apollo and Nick over at Write Anything Agency, or Write Anything Talent, I forget. A friend of Athena's is arrested and accused of setting everyone up the bomb because she happens to be holding the tail of a plushie that they know to have been the container that held the bomb. Or so we thought at the time. It turns out people are losing their faith in the legal system. I mean, it's about time after 4 games of utter debauchery. People are kind of losing their faith, and there's been this sort of like cultural backlash and series of protests against the legal system. I forget what they're called. They're called Bum Rap Rhino. These are the mascots. and Phony Fanty, that represents the poor, accused, innocent people that get accused of crimes they didn't commit in a corrupt legal system that ends up putting them behind bars or worse. And Phony Fanty, that represents the corrupt legal system itself, handing down these bogus verdicts in this, seemingly, that seems to be their platform. Anyway, we questioned our friend a lot. God, what was her name? I don't remember her name. I came half prepared for this stream tonight. Athena's friend, case 1. Let me look it up. Don't look it up for me because there's lots of twists and turns in these stories and you don't want to spoil yourself. Do not look things up. Juniper Woods, Athena's friend, who we questioned for a little bit, and the most important thing that we determined was that she actually came to the courthouse with a completely different plushie of the other mascot, which is certainly casting into doubt the allegation that she alone was the only person that could have handled the bomb. In fact, in the tradition of most Ace Attorney cases, the witness themselves, a very robotic, TTS-speaking security guard, certainly seems to be the most sus of the characters, I believe. Wouldn't you agree? I would hope so. That's where I'm leaning. I can't help but feel like we're dealing with a disillusioned officer of the law who's ready to bring the whole system down from the inside. Maybe he's one of the protesters. Maybe he's fallen to the side of the protest and he's going about it all the wrong ways. He has weird eyes too. Fuck him. So yeah, we're starting day 2 and we're gonna see where it takes us. One of the first things that was kind of interesting as part of the tutorial is we've now seen something happen that we've never seen before. We've seen, we've certainly seen Nick as backed up by Mia, Nick as backed up by Maya. We've seen Apollo as backed up by Christoph Gavin at the bench with him. But this is the first time we started the trial with Athena leading the defense. And then midway through, we tagged in Nick and we started doing the trial from Nick's perspective. And that's gonna be a theme, at least in some of this game. We get to see multiple defense attorneys hit the bench over the course of one trial, which is kind of cool. I love that. Seeing him step in and then hearing the original music kick in, like the whole soundtrack switched, super cool. Really excited about this game. I love this game to death. It has some incredibly intricate twists and turns, so don't spoil anything for yourself. It's a great story. It's hard to pick a favorite, but most people are like, oh, obviously 1, obviously 3. And I kind of agree, but also 5 is really good. Underrated. 5 is incredible and deserves more flowers. So I'm glad you guys are enjoying it with me so far. We're gonna finish up the first case. Excuse me. We're gonna finish up the first case and then see what time it is. How's that sound? If the second half of this tutorial case takes quite a long time, we may just stop the day early. We'll wrap it up. It'll be a nice and easy early day, and we'll see you back here tomorrow for some Destiny. But if we finish really early, like it's 6:30 now, if it's like 8:30 and we're done, then maybe we'll start the next case. How does that sound? Does that sound okay, Misfits? Goddamn right. So, a couple of things to know if you've never been here before. Most of you already know this, but this is a light performance stream. I will be performing the characters as we go. There's still a lot of time for us to banter like we are right now. But if I miss your message, I apologize in advance. The most important thing to me is telling the story, at least insofar as up to the point where I run into a puzzle I can't solve and then I start screaming and crying and bitching. We run a lot of ads on this stream. I run 3-minute ads normally if you've never been here before, but we run a lot of them on this stream, and there's a good reason for that. These sessions, it is a voice session, and it tends to be about 6 or 7 hours sometimes. And that's a lot. A lot of professional voice sessions might be 2 hours, might be 4 hours, and you certainly don't play every single character in the story. You might play more than one. You don't play all of them, usually. And so I take a lot of breaks during the stream to do a couple of things. It lets me put a lot of time on the clock so that I don't have to stop at a really inopportune moment in the middle of something. We have a lot of extra time. It lets me rest my voice. It lets me get up and stretch. It lets me refill my water because I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. And by the way, Feel free to hit that hydrate button as often as you like to try to remember your streamer to take care of herself. And, lets me go to the bathroom to pee out all that water I'm drinking. So we do take a lot of breaks. I ask your patience and your forgiveness with that. Listen, if I could get rid of the ads altogether and just do everything from subscriptions and bits, I would do that. We don't have that option. So I appreciate your patience with the 3-minute ads. My promise to you is you'll never miss anything on the Friday streams. Thank you, Mitchell. And thank you, Zuffins. That emote, if for any reason we're in the middle of story and an ad starts, spam that ad emote at me. Everyone gets it for free just for following the channel. Spam that emote and let me know, because I fucked up at that point, and I will stop and I will wait. So my promise to you is that you're never gonna miss anything. Even though there are a lot of breaks, thank you for your patience with that. You're never gonna miss any part of the story because I'm always gonna stop when the ads hit, okay? Finally, if you have a voice line you'd love to hear me act, if you wanna hear me say something super sus or super say-so, or pretty much anything you want, as long as it doesn't get my stream shut down, in the voice of any of the characters of this game, preferably the current cast of characters, 200 bits will get you there, if you'd like. Drop 200 bits in a separate message, drop who the character is and what you want them to say, and at the earliest moment that's not gonna completely derail my story, I will give you a voice line of your choice. So that's also on the table. Just bear with me. You don't need to wait for me. You don't need to wait for me to seem like I'm ready for it to paste it in. Just drop it after the bits, and I will get back to it. So if we're in the middle of a moment, we'll tie up that moment, and I'll give you your voice line. 200 bits. And that's it. So we're gonna jump in. I'm not gonna belabor the intro. We're gonna jump in and finish up this case. Finish up this tutorial, and then we'll see what time it is and maybe take it from there. So we're gonna start the first ad of the evening momentarily. Let's get the game loaded up. I'm gonna leave this one playing if that's all right. Well, no, will I? No, let's play the other music. I'm indecisive tonight. So once we got the game loaded up, I will take my first 3-minute break and hit the restroom. I suggest you do the same. This is gonna be your last opportunity before we start to refill your water, grab a snack, hit the restroom, change into something cozy, take your meds, do whatever you need to do so that you can be locked in once we start the story. So go ahead and do that now. In the next 3 minutes, double check your ticket, make sure that you're in the right seat. The house lights will come down in 3 minutes and the show will start. So I will see you in just a minute. All right. 15 seconds on the clock, and we'll get started. Let's get it loaded up. Episode 1, Turnabout Countdown Trial, Day 2. I'm very excited. Remember, our witness is very loud, so just be prepared. Somehow we decided that was a good idea last week. All right, welcome back, everybody. And without further ado, we continue Turnabout Countdown, the first trial of Ace Attorney Dual Destinies. Ready, set, December 18th, 9:34 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 5. God, that text goes slow in this game. It is about half the speed of all of the previous games, and I don't think you can change it. This isn't exactly how I envisioned the second day of this trial to start. But given how things ended yesterday... Good morning. The mood sure is tense. Not that that's any surprise. Oh, hey! Did you read the paper this morning, boss? Huh? The paper? That came out of left field. You didn't read it? Well, then you don't know the big news! Somebody spotted an abominable snowman way up in the mountains! Tell me you know the difference between a paper and a tabloid, Athena! It might show up in the forest where you live, Junie. So you'd better watch out, okay? You really should read the paper for yourself. I couldn't even begin to do it justice. Justice. Wait, what does she sound like? Justice. Huh? Oh, poor Apollo. And it's all my fault. Athena! Oh, Junie, what was I thinking? I am so sorry. What we found yesterday was not Apollo's dead body. Thank goodness. He'd been assaulted by someone with a blow to his head and was lying unconscious. We rushed him to the hospital right away, and it looks like he's gonna pull through. But it was still quite a shock to stumble onto a scene like that. Is Miss Woods all right, Athena? Well, I managed to get her to stop crying. Now she's resting on the sofa over there. I guess she really feels responsible for what happened to Apollo. Poor Junie. She believes that the reason Apollo was attacked is because he was helping her look for something in that courtroom. Oh. Guess I can see why she'd think that. Starting out the night strong with a little congestion. By the way, how are you doing? Who, me? Yeah, you. I know you're concerned about Ms. Woods, but are you all right? Me? Well, I'm doing just fine, boss. I mean, yeah, it was a huge shock, but I'm all right. People who have studied analytical psychology are great at times like these. After all, they've learned how to control their own emotions too. Somehow, I don't think it's as easy as she makes it sound. Hey, Michael. Michael is a friend. What the fuck? There's no denying it. She's a real trooper. Apollo doesn't remember a thing, does he? Yeah. He can't really recall anything from the time right before he was assaulted. Nothing about what he was doing in the courtroom number 4 or who assaulted him. The doctor said it's probably due to a hit that he took to the head. To that hit. The doctor said it's probably due to that hit he took to the head. Assaulted in a court of law and losing your memory at that. I know how that feels. That was, by the way, game 2. I think it was the tutorial of the second game where the witness that turns out to be the culprit slams Phoenix while he's taking a nap on the couch. And he goes through the whole thing. It's like their excuse to do the tutorial with you again is he's lost his memory, so he needs like a quick refresher from somebody on how the legal system works. If you guys remember that. But who in the world would do such a thing, huh? Mr. Right? Huh, Mr. Right? Huh, Mr. Right? One more time. But who in the world would do such a thing, huh, Mr. Right? Just wait until I get my hands on the coward who hurt our Apollo. Now, Athena. I know you said you were in control of your emotions. I thought you said you were in control of your emotions. Let's just focus on helping Ms. Woods, okay? But I admit I'm just as upset as you. Okay, boss. You're right. Apollo's assailant can wait until after we clear Junie's name. That's the spirit. Now, let's see. I better check the court record one more time before the trial starts. Earth to Mr. Right. I'm ready whenever you are. All right. Let's get ready to rumble. You bet. I was just talking about this to Michael, actually. I'm trying desperately not to raise my voice too much for Athena. So hopefully, she doesn't just end up sounding like a dude all night. We shall see. With everything that happened with Apollo, I didn't have time for a proper investigation. I can't let that stop me, though. I have to get this right, for Ms. Woods' sake. And Apollo's, too. December 18th, 9:50 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 5. Day 2, court is now in session. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Juniper Woods. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is also ready, Your Honor. Now then, I believe I instructed the prosecution to further their investigation. Were you able to locate the remote switch in question? I'm afraid the remote switch is still missing, Your Honor. I must say I'm disappointed, Mr. Payne. Not angry, just disappointed. I apologize, Your Honor. Aha! Looks like the prosecution is just as unprepared as I am. There is a separate matter, however, that I would like to bring up during this trial. A separate matter, you say? And what might that be? I assume you're aware that another incident occurred during yesterday's trial? Oh wait, no, this is the younger guy. I'm speaking, of course, of the assault on Mr. Justice in the ruins of courtroom number 4. Uh-oh. Why is he bringing that up? Yes, what a truly harrowing experience it must have been. Poor Mr. Justice. At the time of the attack, Mr. Justice was not alone. He was with the defendant, Ms. Juniper Woods. He isn't going where I think he's going with this. Is he? The prosecution wishes to indict Ms. Woods on the charge of Mr. Justice's assault. Flying by the seat of my pants. Knew half the sentence as it was typing. Order! Order in the court! Mr. Payne, the incident under deliberation here is the courtroom bombing. The assault on Mr. Justice has nothing to do with this trial. But I believe there is a connection between this case and Mr. Justice's assault. Please take a moment to consider these facts. Both events occurred in courtroom number 4. Oh my God, we have a diagram. This is the location of courtroom number 4 This is the location in courtroom number 4 where the unconscious Mr. Justice was discovered. As you can see, it's quite close to where Detective Arm's body was found. We have a diagram. The question is, why did the culprit feel the need to maliciously attack Mr. Justice? Why indeed? What do you believe their motive to be, Mr. Payne? I believe Mr. Justice found something in that courtroom while Ms. Woods was with him. Evidence that fingered her as the perpetrator of the bombing. You mean he found some incriminating evidence? Precisely. And so I surmise that the defendant picked up a piece of rubble and hit Mr. Justice on the back of the head in order to silence him. Objection! Junie would never do such a thing. She was devastated when we found Apollo hurt like that. Ms. Sykes, please control your outbursts. It is the prosecution's belief that by deliberating on Mr. Justice's assault, we will draw ever closer to the truth of the courtroom bombing itself. Very well. Ms. Woods is hereby officially indicted on the charge of assaulting Mr. Justice. What? Why are you listening to Mr. Toupee over there? Although, considering our conversation yesterday, I think Apollo might have figured something out. Wonder what it was. He told me, I'm going to look for evidence to clear your name, Juniper. Maybe the two incidents really are related after all. I would like to start by hearing from the defendant herself. I also love that we're in this case right now where we're just continuously putting the defendant on the stand when she has a Fifth Amendment right. Which, by the way, I know we're not in the United States here, but we've covered the equivalent of the Fifth Amendment right in a previous game. And yet they're still forcing her to testify. Very well, bailiff. Please bring Ms. Woods to the witness stand. I'm sorry. I can't seem to stop. Ms. Woods. Guess she's still really upset about Apollo. Ms. Woods, you went to the ruins of courtroom number 4 with Mr. Justice, did you not? Yes, I did. Hey, Hern Dragon. Hey, Belafon. Good. If you would then, please testify about what happened to the court. I wonder if we're going to get back into the mood matrix again. That was such a cool system last week. Alone with Apollo. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome with a fit of coughing. Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person?
So Mr. Justice stayed by your side while you were feeling unwell. What an admirable young man. I thought his loud voice was his only outstanding feature.
He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too. Michael! Hang on. Michael! You're sweet. You're sweet, Michael. Michael is the one staying with us. Thank you, Michael, for the 10 gifted subs. Very kind of you. That means a lot. He may look like a little imp at times, but Apollo can be really nice too.
I hope I didn't hurt her wrist backhanding. I hope she didn't... What?
Figuratively speaking, maybe?
Whew, I hope she didn't hurt her wrist backhanding that one out. But one has to wonder, why did Mr. Justice stay behind in the ruins?
I think Apollo might have figured something out.
Something? What kind of something?
Something to do with the courtroom bombing, kind of something, I think.
Oh, new evidence for the case, was it? That's a very big kind of something indeed.
Oh, that's it. Chat's decided. You've got to be a VTuber, Michael. I believe so. He mentioned looking for some evidence when I was called away.
Objection! Just as I thought. There is a connection between the two incidents. But the defendant has told a very big lie, Your Honor. What lie is that? When she learned Mr. Justice would be looking for evidence, she attacked him. She attacked him to give herself the chance to destroy that evidence.
No, I never...
Objection! Ms. Woods repaid Mr. Justice's kindness with violence. We found the proof of her foul deed there in the courtroom ruins.
Wait, seriously? Wait, what? Seriously? There's what? Hold on. Jesus Christ, how many times have we been over this?
What on earth? Do you see it? There in front of Mr. Justice's right hand. Witness the message he left us. It's written in blood. W-O-O-D-S. Why, isn't that? That's right, Your Honor. It says Woods in capital letters.
What?
I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before... One more time. I submit that Mr. Justice left us with the name of his attacker before he fainted.
Oh God, it is Maggie Bird all over again. Oh gee, we've had the writing in blood on like 5 different cases, haven't we? We had the Interpol number last game. We had Mia Fey. We've had like so many different ones. No, that can't be true. Why would Apollo write my name? Mr. Wright, the nerve of him leaving that message. Why would he do this?
Hey, don't take it out on me. I don't understand it any more than you do. And we discovered Apollo yesterday. Apollo!
No! Ah!
We didn't even have a chance to rush over to him. As soon as security heard Athena scream.
Oh, that was Athena screaming. Whoops. Wait. Hang on. You know what? It's fine.
As soon as security heard Athena's scream, they ran in and cordoned off the area. After that, they were in the courtroom number 4 with Apollo the whole time. We couldn't investigate anything ourselves, and we had to leave everything to the police. Still, I never thought they would find some bloody writing there.
Or you could kind of just play it the other way.
Still, I never thought they'd find some bloody writing there. Now then, please begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Alone with Apollo. During the trial yesterday, I was overcome by a fit of coughing.
Hold it! Do you always cough when you get nervous, Ms. Woods?
Yes.
Mr. Wright, please do not make Ms. Woods nervous by pressing her so ruthlessly. But that barely even qualified as a quasi-question. Let's help her relax with a little small talk before we drive into the cross-examination. You know, ask her about her hobbies and her crushes and stuff. Her crushes? Really? I don't know about this. I don't know about this.
Apollo stayed with me and we went to the courtroom ruins together.
Hold it! Why exactly did you go to the courtroom ruins?
We went to look for my medicine. To stop my coughing.
Your medicine? Why would your medicine be in courtroom number 4?
I dropped it in the heat of the moment. Bumrap Riney. He was keeping my medicine safe for me. He has a little compartment that I can put things in, you see.
And Phony Fanti has the same type of pocket. That's where the bomb was inserted.
I'd put my medicine in for my coughing fits inside. Inside Bumrap Riney. When I told Apollo about it, he said he'd help me go look for him. There was so much rubble in there. I was worried, but there was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand.
There was no rubble or anything in front of the witness stand. I feel like that's gonna come in handy.
So when we got inside, Apollo went straight there. And started looking for my Riney in that area. It was so nice of him to do that for me, in spite of all his injuries. Apollo is so strong and kind, just like the trees of the forest.
Look at her doing those fucking little ooh fingers. This is the best animation I think I've ever seen come out of this game. Is that little double ooh fingers while knitting. Fucking adorable.
Oh, I could just knit hearts all day.
The way she makes him sound, you'd think Apollo was some kind of ancient god. I gotta let it type a little longer. I'm not used to how slow it's typing in this game. And I still don't think, I'm gonna double check right now. I still don't think there's a way to change that. I'm pretty sure. Wait time is not the same, I don't think. Adjust the length of time until the next line of dialogue is displayed in autoplay and story mode. We're not doing autoplay or story mode. Yeah, no, there's nothing. Obnoxious. I need someone to do the fingers while knitting in real life to see if it's possible. We will find this answer. Oh, wait. Because his name's Apollo, get it? So that's why you went to the ruins. I see. It seems to be quite an important fact. Please add it to your testimony, Ms. Woods.
Apollo started looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand, where there was no rubble.
Where there was no rubble. Let's take a quick look at the evidence. And just sit back down. Michael doesn't know this, but when we hit the bigger moments of this stream, when I'm doing this, I leap to my feet.
And I bring the mic arm up so I can do it standing. All right, let's see. Apollo started looking for bum rap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Okay. I mean, that lines up. There is a rock, but I don't think that counts as rubble. I don't know if we have anything yet. You know, I'm streaming on low latency, but it does seem to have a delay lately. I don't know why. Oh, you said 0.5 seconds. Okay. I don't. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna count as rubble. Like a single rock doesn't make any sense. Let's press on it. Apollo started looking for bum rap Riney near the witness stand, where there was no rubble.
Hold it! The area around the witness stand. Are you sure about that?
I'm sorry, did I say something wrong? No, of course not. I was just testing my hearing. Oh, must not upset her, must not upset her. Yes. I'm sure that's where we searched first. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony.
Hold it!
That was when you were called to the stand after Mr. Tonate's testimony, correct? Yes. The bailiff came to courtroom number 4 and brought me back to this courtroom. If the bailiff came to get her, didn't see Apollo on ground, and what about Mr. Justice? Did he come with you or did he stay behind? Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4.
Hold it!
Better not ask her about Apollo. I know. I'll use some small talk here and there to relax her a bit. Do you have any hobbies, Ms. Woods? Hobbies? Oh, well, I love growing vegetables in my garden. And I love to knit. I like sewing too. I made this outfit myself. Keep it up, Mr. Wright. It's working. Now ask her if she has a crush on anyone. So, is there anyone in particular you like right now?
Objection!
Mr. Wright.
Is that question even remotely related to this case?
What, to this case? Not really.
Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking questions unrelated to the case at hand.
Sorry, Your Honor. -1 to brownie points. Why are you laughing, dude?
Ms. Woods, please continue with your testimony. I believe you were telling the court about your attack on Mr. Justice.
I swear I didn't attack Apollo. Why would I ever hurt such a kind person?
Hold it!
So you think Mr. Justice is kind? Yes, very kind. He rescued me. He's like sun. He's like the sun. Strong and warm. He makes me feel strong too. The only adjectives I associate with the sun are sweltering and oppressive. But then Apollo got hurt, and it's all my fault. Junie, Apollo's gonna be fine. He's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't drop. He's just like the sun, right? Well, the sun doesn't just drop out of the sky. I really think he'll be fine?
But the sun does go down at night.
Then that means Apollo could...
Mr. Payne, I do not think much of men who make young ladies cry. So Apollo is trying to help Juniper. Who knew that Apollo could be such a sweetheart? It must have been pretty hard on him too, with all that rubble everywhere.
Now that I think about it, there's something odd about what Apollo is able to do.
You know, considering what Ms. Woods just said just now, You know, considering what Ms. Woods said just now, I think you're right. That courtroom was in a very unusual state after all. Which leaves the million-dollar question. What would explain this contradiction? Anyway, let's see what happens when I present what I suspect is our answer.
Wait, huh? Hang on. I have no idea what he's talking about.
The courtroom was in a very particular state. Apollo stayed with me. We went to the courtroom. He started looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Is he near the witness stand?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what the fuck I'm looking at.
Is this could be the witness stand. There's no rubble. But then I was called back to this courtroom to give testimony. Apollo insisted on staying behind in courtroom number 4. I mean, the contradiction that I see. Trauma to the back of head caused by impact with flat object. Oh no, that's arms. Never mind, that's arms thing. Why is there a crack next to his hand? And what caused that? If there was no rubble whatsoever, why is the courtroom floor? I mean, a bomb went off. Is that what they want me to present? I feel like it's gonna be the picture, and I feel like it's gonna be a picture for one of two reasons. Either, why is there a crack in the floor if there was no rubble there? And 2, why is there a big rock there if there was no rubble there? But you can already see that the rock is the attempted murder weapon. It might still be what they're looking for. We might need that to kind of peel the onion on this. So let's see.
Objection!
And I was wrong. Hold, please. Well, I thought I was being smart. What the fuck? Hang on. Looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble. But then I was called back to this courtroom. Well, the other thing would be if you were called back and he was fine, then who hit him? What do I present for that, though? I swear I didn't attack Apollo. How could I ever hurt such a kind person? Which was the one that got added? I think it was this one, right? Started looking for Bumrap Riney near the witness stand where there was no rubble. Well, let's try this one.
Objection!
It's right. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why though. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. So he started his search with the witness stand, you say?
That's right. I guess maybe he wanted to start from the furthest point in the room. He was being so brave and strong.
Yeah, but that's odd. Under the circumstances, he shouldn't have been capable of that.
But he was, and he still is. He might not look it, but he's really brave. He really is brave. And kind, too.
No, that's not the part I'm finding fault with. Oh, God, someone has a crush on Apollo. What you're claiming is something that no one should have been able to do. But I should think that anyone can be brave and kind if they wanted to be, Mr. Wright. True, anyone can be brave and kind, but if you would please take a look at this diagram. With the courtroom in this state, how is it possible to walk to the witness stand?
Oh.
I see your point. If the rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand, that's a little vague.
Yes it is, but that's a little vague. My brain goes, you could certainly climb over it. But who knows? He is wounded. He's got bandages up his arms.
I see your point. The rubble blocks off access to the area around the witness stand. Does such a tiny inconsistency even matter? Perhaps the witness is simply misremembering it. Ugh. Great, now I'm not so sure it matters. A real man doesn't make mountains out of molehills, you know. But that's precisely what Mr. Wright does best. I call slander, Your Honor! So is it really impossible to approach the witness stand? I have to say, it's a bit hard to tell with any accuracy just from this diagram. Mr. Payne, do you have any other photos of the crime scene? Let me see, Your Honor. Yes, one more. Here it is. Here it is. It's a more pulled back version of the photo I presented before. Wait. Let's take a look. That's the crate right there. Is it the same crate? It is L10015R. That's the crate. I mean, it's broken everywhere, dude. What is going on over there? Why is there brushwork on this one? I'm probably just overthinking it. Wait, there's more! There is more right there. There was a piece taken. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? There is more. What the fuck was it gonna say? What was it going to say? Here it is. It's a more pulled back version of the photo I presented before. Huh? What's that hunk of metal on wheels? Mr. Payne, is the metallic object in that photo Mr. Tonate's bomb transport case? That's right. Is there some problem? Yes, that transport case was there in courtroom number 4 when the bomb went off. It must have been there ever since.
Oh, that's it!
Miss Woods, have you remembered something?
Yes, I just realized. Its position. It's different from before.
Its position? With the position of what?
The position of that big metal thing.
The bomb transport case?
Yes. When Apollo and I went there, it was in a different place. Where the case is in the photo was open space, so it was very easy to search the stand.
I see. So where was the transport case when you and Mr. Justice saw it?
As I recall, I think it was more to the right.
To the right. And that means... In that case, the case was over there at the time of Apollo's attack, huh? But who cares if the transport case was where it was when? What difference does it make? It has nothing at all to do with what we were talking about.
Objection!
Where the transport case was has everything to do with this discussion. In fact, it's so important that it's enough to turn the prosecution's argument on its ear. Wait, what? Well, that certainly sounds very relevant indeed. And you sound as though you know where the case was at the time of the attack. Yes, Your Honor. Hey, Mark. Hey, welcome, Mark Allen Jr.'s community. Welcome to the Ace Attorney stream. I hope you have a great time. Hope you had a good time in Marvel Rivals. Yes, Your Honor. Oh no, I clicked. Yes, Your Honor. This diagram represents the crime scene as shown in the photo. And this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault on Mr. Justice. All right, I have this. The bomb transport case was here at the time of Apollo's attack. Wait, does that mean it was over the letters? Right where the letters are.
Take that!
Your Honor, I assert that this is where the transport case was at the time of the assault. But that's... inconceivable! Miss Woods, was this where the transport case was when you saw it?
Yes, that's where it was.
Thank you, Ms. Woods. I'm sure the court has noted an interesting fact about this position. The transport case covers up the writing in blood. Exactly. If the transport case was in that position at the time of the assault, then no message could have written... Good job, Mel. English is great. Then no message could have been written there because the case was in the way. Which leads us to conclude that Mr. Justice couldn't have left that bloody writing.
Objection!
Why should we believe the defendant's claim that this case was in a different position? She's obviously lying.
Objection!
The fact that the case was moved after the assault on Mr. Justice is proved by more than Ms. Wood's testimony alone. Wait, what? And where is this proof you're talking about? It's right here in the crime photo. I'm keen to see this proof myself, Mr. Wright.
Oh, I mean, it's easy. It's easy. What in this photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault? The writing, right? Like, if it was there before the assault, he wouldn't have been able to write. Save just in case, though. What proves the case was moved after the assault? It's either going to be the bandages or it's going to be his writing. Well, yeah, you do have tracks that you can see where it came from. It's gotta be.
Take that!
All the proof you need, Your Honor, is right here? I'm afraid I don't follow.
Mr. Wright, I'm sensing feelings of doubt from you.
Which means you're just taking a wild stab in the dark, aren't you? No, I'm not. He couldn't have written if it was in the way. Ugh, you're good. I bet you can also tell how I'm about to feel in a few seconds, too. You just earned yourself a penalty. The transport case was moved after the assault. There should be some evidence of it. I better take another good look at the photo. I suggest you give it another try, Mr. Wright. What in this photo indicates that the transport case was moved after the assault?
Oh, you know what? You know what I just noticed? I was gonna say that the bandages, but it's one of those, so hear me out, wait for me. I was gonna say the bandages couldn't have just like slid under if it was lying there when he got hit. And also it's reasonable that he probably couldn't have written under it, but more importantly, you can see the skid marks actually cover the bandage. You see how they're discolored a little bit? Meaning they went over the bandages.
Take that!
Please take a look at the mark that runs over Mr. Justice's bandages here. I see it, but what is it? This mark was made by one of the casters from the transport case carrying the bomb. As the case was moved, it ran over his bandages. In other words, the transport case was originally to the right of Mr. Justice. Then, after Mr. Justice was assaulted, the transport case was moved. What? Just as Ms. Wood said, the case was covering the writing at the time of the assault. Therefore, it was impossible for Mr. Justice to have left that message in blood. No! Dude, chill. You did it, boss! It was a real nail-biter, but you pulled it off. Yep. It should bring down the prosecution's claim like a house of cards. Oh, order! Order in the court! Mr. Wright, that was very clever deduction. Oh, it was nothing, Your Honor. Nothing but pure genius. Take that! Boss, I'm sensing a definite smug and braggy vibe coming off of you. I have just one question, Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. If Mr. Justice didn't leave this message in blood, well then who did? Huh? What? Oh. Looks like I should have taken that train of thought through to the last station. Well. I've heard a lot about this. So this is Mr. Wright's famous bluffing technique, is it? Ah, this feeling. It brings back memories of the old days. Back when you carved out a name for yourself by bluffing your way through thick and thin. Gee, Mr. Wright, the judge kind of makes you sound no better than a two-faced? The judge kind of makes you sound no better than a two-bit con man. You made your argument with such confidence, Mr. Wright. Now I'd like to hear your answer with just as much confidence. Hey, until the judge asked the question, you didn't catch on either, Buster. What now, boss? I hope you didn't bluff your way into a corner. Oh, think, Phoenix, think. There must be some way through this. I have to dig my way to... I love these angles. Look at the fucking dolly shot. I have to dig my way to the truth somehow. Who could have written that message in blood? I mean, the culprit! Apollo didn't leave that bloody writing. Maybe it was Apollo's attacker who wrote it and made it look like Apollo did it? It seems like the most reasonable explanation. But wait a minute. I just realized something, boss. What is it? Look at the amount of blood in the photo. It doesn't look like Apollo blend very much. I wonder if it's even possible to write out Woods with just this much. Hey, you're right. Good thing Apollo didn't lose that much blood. That might be a factor in why he survived the assault. Since there was so little blood, that pretty much rules out his attacker, huh? Guess so. If it wasn't his attacker, then who else could it have been? Who could have written that message in blood? I mean, it would have to be someone else then. If it wasn't Apollo, who could have left the bloody message? Wait, hang on. It says Wood, but there's something else. If it wasn't Apollo that wrote the bloody message, and it wasn't the attacker,
victim in this case, a detective who was heading up the investigation in a bombing incident. Did Candace write it? Because Candace was bleeding like crazy in the photograph we have of her from the crime scene. So maybe she wrote it and she was trying to say something else. Maybe?
Take that!
To be honest, I don't actually have any real proof of this. But I've come this far. There's no turning back now. Besides Apollo, there was one more person who shed blood at this crime scene. A person who shed blood? Well, you don't mean... Oh, but I do. I believe it was Candace Arm who left behind this message in blood. What? What? Detective Arm? Are you sure you know what you're doing here? Not really?
Objection!
What kind of ridiculous assertion is that? If you had said the attacker left the message to throw people off, it might have made sense.
At first glance, that would seem to be the most reasonable explanation. However, Apollo didn't shed enough blood to write such an extensive message.
Uh-oh.
I see. Well, even the photo makes it clear there wasn't enough blood to write all those letters. And Mr. Justice did survive. I suppose he didn't bleed very extensively in that case.
But why would Detective Arm write the defendant's name? There's no connection between the two whatsoever.
Hey, buddy, that's kind of the premise of the defense. And I didn't even know the lady who was killed.
I admit the investigation didn't turn up any connection between the victim and defendant. They'd never even met each other.
That's very true. Well, then let's see. Then maybe the intended meaning of the message is not what it appears to be.
The intended meaning?
Not what it appears to be. Maybe the message was not intended to be Woods.
Coming from you, that's quite the bold statement, Mr. Wright. You wish to assert that this bloody writing could have had some other meaning.
Yes, Your Honor. For something I pulled out of a wormhole, it could turn out to be true, right?
Objection!
It clearly says Woods, as anyone can plainly see. What other meaning could it possibly have?
Objection!
But Candace Arm was a detective. Maybe Woods only means something to the police. Well, like a police scanner code, for example.
I didn't think of that. You may have tricked His Honor, but you'll never get the best of me. I have a thing for studying on the weekends, as you may have already guessed. And there's no such radio code as Woods in this state, dear Mr. Wright.
Is that a fact? Don't look at me. I know as much as you do about police codes.
Enough of this. I was quite taken with the defense's new theory. But if they can't substantiate it with anything, then I must end things here.
No, please, wait, Your Honor.
Very well, but before we discuss this theory any further, I demand a plausible explanation. So, Mr. Wright, what is the true meaning of the bloody writing? What is the true meaning of the bloody writing?
Well, I believe it's...
And no stalling! If you can't come up with an answer quickly, I will declare this discussion officially over.
I'm in trouble now. What other meaning could it have besides the obvious one? Maybe it means something in another language. Or maybe it's a code. Oh, think, Phoenix. You can do this.
Which piece of evidence will tell us what the word Woods really means?
Hold on a second. I keep coming back to this because of that OO. But there's no way you could mistake that for woods, right? Let's look at the picture again. Wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. 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 Hold on. We're bringing up paint for this one. I think that's exactly what it is, and I'm going to show you why. I'm going to show you why in 1 second. Okay. Hang on 1 second. All right, so we take a picture. Let's get the zoomed out one. We only need this much. All right, what if cool. That letter right there could be an R. That certainly looks like a 5. What else do we have? L1001. L. So we're going to do a little deleting. Ready? L1001. R. It was doctored. It was the name of the case for some reason. So look at that now, and look at what's on the side of the case. That's what's going on. I guarantee it. Do you believe me? Someone tampered with it? This is my theory. This is my theory. Let's see if I'm right.
Take that!
The bomb transport case. I've had it up to here with your shenanigans, Mr. Wright. Take a look at the numbers on this case, Your Honor. L10015R. Doesn't this string look vaguely familiar? L100. What does that have to do with anything? What could those numbers possibly have had to do with the case at hand? Now, please take a look at the bloody writing shown in the crime photo. Oh, I think I see it. That a girl. That's 1 on my side. It says woods. Or you could say it's a horse of a different color, Your Honor. The first character isn't a W. It's actually an L and a 1. The next 2 are zeros. Oh, my goodness. The true meaning behind the bloody writing isn't Ms. Woods' name. It's the number engraved on this bomb transport case.
Objection!
What are you talking about? The next part doesn't make any sense. The next number is a 1, but the bloody writing says D. I'm pretty sure he actually meant that the way I've been joking just now.
Objection!
But the number on the case and the bloody writing can be made to match up quite easily. This is how the number on the transport case can be made to match the bloody writing. Erase 2 lines. Please erase the third downward stroke of the W and the curved part of the D. Well, would you look at that? Luis. No, Your Honor. It's meant to be read as a word. It isn't meant to be read as a word. It's the number L10015. Luis. Which, if you take away the final R, is the exact same number that's on the bomb transport case.
Objection!
Erase 2 lines and they match up, you say? Well, I can change anything and anything else simply by erasing 2 lines. What if we erase 2 lines from your name? Would you be happy as Mr. Right? Well, would you, Mr. Right? The only right spelling is right. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here, right? And I think I've drawn the right conclusion. Detective Arm's real message to us is the bomb transport case number. Your Honor, the 2 lines were added by the real culprit to intentionally mislead people. What? The original message Detective Arm left behind was the transport case number. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message, which by the way means that was what Apollo found. He found the bloody writing. And then they doctored it and put his hand on top of it. And removed that one piece. But whoever assaulted Apollo changed the message. If you're right, boss, then what do you suppose Detective Arm was trying to tell us? Question. What does this number represent? Do you see this number here? That is my identification number! Candace Arm lost her life in the courtroom bombing. Her dying message could only have had one purpose. No! To tell us the name of the one responsible for the bombing! Well, don't keep us in suspense, Mr. Wright. But tell us who she was trying to name. The culprit that the victim was trying to identify is none other than...
Take that!
The defense wishes to indict Mr. Ted Tonate on the charge of the courtroom bombing. Ted Tonate? Apparently, disabling bombs isn't Mr. Tonate's only speciality. Somehow the victim must have realized that he was the bomber. So when she was caught in the blast, she left his bomb transport case number as her dying message. She used Mr. Ted Tonate's own ID number to finger him for the crime. Behave, chat. Behave yourselves.
Objection!
Why would anyone go out of their way to write an ID number? Wouldn't they simply write the person's name? He's got a good point there. Well, what do you have to say about that, Mr. Wright? That only Detective Arm would know the answer to that. But allow me to offer a theory. Perhaps Detective Arm couldn't recall Mr. Tonate's name in the heat of the moment. As I recall, this was the first meeting between the two. It's entirely possible that they wouldn't have been familiar with each other. Or maybe using the ID number was a way to hide its true meaning from the real culprit, thus lowering the odds that they would erase the bloody writing. But no matter what the reason, the important thing is the meaning behind her message. The fact remains she wrote Mr. Tonate's ID number.
Objection!
Now, just one moment here. There hasn't been any proof that it was indeed Detective Arm who wrote it. The bloody writing wasn't found during the investigation after the blast. If Detective Arm had left the message, it should have been found at the time.
Objection!
Naturally, Mr. Tonate hid it before anyone could discover it. And there's a simple explanation for how he was able to do so. But what? Mr. Tonate was able to cover the message up because he's a stickler for details! Wearing those weird goggles! The first person to discover the bloody writing was Mr. Tonate himself. I was the first one on the scene after the explosion! I went to ensure the safety. I went there to ensure safety, but ended up discovering a dead body! When Mr. Tonate saw that the victim had written his ID number, He used the bomb transport case to cover up the bloody writing as a stopgap measure. Oh, so that's why the message in blood was under the transport case. He didn't have enough time to try and scrub away the writing. If he didn't report the body right away, he would look suspicious. So those letters lived on to serve another function, when Mr. Tonate used them in another incident. Oh, the assault on Mr. Justice. Exactly. Mr. Tonate hit upon the plan. Mr. Tonate hit upon a plan to use the bloody writing for his own purposes. So he didn't clean it away. Instead, he made it look like Mr. Justice wrote it, by adding 2 lines to the writing that Detective Arm left behind. He changed the meaning of the message. He made it look like Mr. Justice was accusing Ms. Woods of the attack. So that means the only person who could have altered the bloody writing was the courtroom bomber, who was the same person that assaulted Mr. Justice. And that person is Ted Tonate! Yeah! It's at moments like this that you can hear how poorly treated my bedroom is. Hey, Bunny. Hey, Rune Wolf. Hey, Arcadicedia. Hey, Solaris. Order in the court! Order, I say! It looks like we'll have to hear from the bomb specialist himself. Mr. Payne, please have Mr. Tonate take the witness stand. Yes, Your Honor. That was great, Mr. Wright. Just doing what I do best, which is flying by the seat of my pants. Dismantling the case is yours. Do you think you can handle it? I look forward to seeing you try. I've finally drawn Mr. Tonate back onto the witness stand. Looks like you'll get your wish, Goggle Man. Now watch me take your lies apart. And with that, we're calling it a night. No, I'm kidding. We are gonna go ahead and take a quick break. So I will see you back here in 3 minutes. Stretch your legs. Ooh, take a big stretch. Refill your water, hit the restroom, do whatever you need to do. We will be right back. Ted Tonate, yes I do. Detonate. We'll be right back here in a few minutes. No, let's do the fun one.
All right. We are back. Michael is making me a drink. So I'm going to get a drink at some point during this stream. And we return to Ted Tonate. This fucking guy with his fucking eyes.
Mr. Tonate, I'm afraid we have a few more questions for you. I understand the situation, Your Honor. I was keeping a close eye on the proceedings from the gallery. The allegations are all laughable.
Objection!
I wouldn't be laughing if I were you, Mr. Tonate. The message in blood matches your ID number. Ooh, the 3D swoop. The same ID number that is there on that bomb transport case.
Such a far-fetched theory. No better than a tangled ball of wires. I'll have them untangled for you in no time at all.
If you were the first person on the scene after Detective Arm left her message in blood, you were the only one who could have hidden the writing, and then used it again later.
I see ×2. But then let me ask you, do you have any proof that Detective Arm wrote that message?
That is a very good question. Well, do you, Mr. Wright? The best way to prove that Detective Arm wrote that message is to analyze the DNA. It would be her own blood. Your Honor, I request that the DNA test be performed on the blood itself. Once we know whose it is, it will be obvious as to who wrote the message.
Very well. Bailiff, please put in a request for the DNA test with the Wow! Bailiff, please put in a request for a DNA test with the forensics team.
Yes, Your Honor! It will be some time before we have the results of the analysis. Until then, let's hear more from the witness.
I would like nothing more, Your Honor. I want the court to hear how ridiculous the defense's theory is.
After the explosion. With a quick DM from my artist, sending me gifts I cannot show you. Let's take a look, baby. All right, nice.
I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion. But there was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there is no Detective Arm.
There is no way?
Anyway, there is no
Fuck me.
Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it. She struck her head on the rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
I'm getting handed a drink in real time.
Thank you for the drink.
Oh, thank you. This is so fucking sweet. I have a drink. He made me a mule. Oh, man. Do you have the sound on? Can you hear me? This is fucking great. Did you make this strong? Or am I a lightweight? Oof. Oof. That's delightful. That is delightful. Hey, welcome, Raiders. Welcome, Alley-oop. So you're saying that always good to dehydrate yourself with alcohol while you're in a session. So you're saying that the victim's body was nowhere near where the writing was? Fuck you. It's true, though.
Precisely. It is as plain as day that she could not have written it. It's true that the body was discovered near the entrance of the courtroom. Please have a look at this crime scene photo. As you can see, there's blood on the rubble near the victim's body. She must have died after hitting her head there.
Interesting. So did Ted write it? Did he scoop up blood from the victim and write it himself? No, that makes no fucking sense because he wouldn't put his own ID number down. No, so something else is going on here. Something else is going on here. Have fun, Ellie. I see.
All right then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Do you have what it takes to take my infallible testimony apart?
That fucking shit-eating grin he has, where we get the Family Guy eyes.
I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion.
Hold it!
Why were you the first person on the scene?
To secure the area. It is regulation for a bomb disposal specialist to enter first.
In other words, you had the opportunity to alter the bloody writing then, didn't you? I love so much. I just keep reading it the other way. To alter the bloody writing. I fucking love it. I can't not read it that way. They knew what they were doing when they wrote this adaptation.
Well,
Objection!
Mr. Wright, please don't interrupt. Mr. Tonate is about to give testimony that will show you just how wrong your reasoning is.
God darn. I think he's just about to say something interesting too.
When I went in and saw the aftermath, well, it was quite a disaster. But there was no bloody writing there at the time.
Hold it!
You were able to tell this even with those goggles on?
With these goggles, there is no way I could have missed something like that. I can even tell why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I will not tell you. I can see quite well with them. In fact, I can see every hair on your spiky head. Oh, you have a few grays, Mr. Wright.
What? Poor Mr. Wright. You're always working so hard keeping our office together.
Wait a minute. I don't have any gray hairs. Just kidding.
Objection!
I object to the witness's attempt to prematurely give me gray hair.
Mr. Tonate, this court frowns upon untoward comments on a person's hair, or lack thereof.
I'm sensing a great wave of sorrow coming from the judge.
My apologies, Your Honor. May I continue my testimony? Anyway, there is no way Detective Arm could have written it.
Hold it!
If she didn't write it, then who do you propose did?
Mr. Justice, of course. Just before dying, he wrote the name of his attacker, Juniper Woods. A final message from your poor subordinate.
Poor Mr. Justice. I'm starting to get all misty-eyed. Okay, Apollo is not dead, folks.
So how can you be so sure it wasn't Detective Arm who wrote the message? It is very simple. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found.
The victim's body and the writing are several yards away from each other. There's no way she could reach.
Quite the conundrum.
So that means something is off somewhere. There must be a contradiction.
Maybe the body was moved. But that doesn't explain how blood got onto the rubble.
What if that was done by the real culprit after the fact? Wait, what if what was done? Doesn't explain how blood got onto the rubble. Would the real culprit move the body? Wouldn't write the message, wouldn't write his own number, but could potentially move the body to create doubt that she could have written it. If that's the case, then something about that might contradict the evidence we have.
I admit I was the first one on the scene after the explosion.
Okay, so we gotta take a look at the evidence. Let's see. There was no bloody writing there at the time. Anyway, there's no way Detective Arm could have written it. She had struck her head on rubble and died near the courtroom entrance. She was too far away from where the bloody message was found. Let's take a look at the evidence. So she's lying dead. There is blood on the rock. There's minimal blood on her shirt. What does the courtroom map look like? Died near the courtroom entrance. There's no rubble at the courtroom entrance. I mean, unless we count this as the courtroom entrance, but this game tends to be pretty literal, so I feel like if she died here, or here, that's not at the courtroom entrance. There is. Trauma to the back of the head caused by an impact with a flat object. Time of death. And now that doesn't look like a flat object. Please don't backseat, it's in the note. I appreciate you not driving my story for me. But there's nothing that says, unless we're contradicting the photo, there's nothing that says it was flat. That feels like it makes sense, right? It's a bit of a weird objection though, because usually you're objecting to the text, but because we have the photo, maybe? I will try the autopsy report, but be careful, mods. Break out them hammers. No spoilers, no backseating, please. Let's try it. Let's save first, though.
Objection!
Yeah, that might have been like a third attempt for me because it doesn't contradict anything that was said. It just contradicts the photo. But maybe that's something we're learning for this case, is that even if it's not in the text, we have to look at what's being visibly presented to us. You are a terrible liar, Mr. Tonate. Huh? Take a look at this autopsy. I was gonna say photograph. Look at this autopsy! Specifically, the part about Detective Arm's head injury. The cause of death, trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. Oh. Well, tell us how you really feel, Nomad. Thank you so much for the 4 months. Thank you.
Yes, what about it?
Now take a good look at the bloody piece of rubble. It's sharp and pointed. Hey, you're right, boss. It is pointy. Just like your hair.
That is odd, isn't it? Now, what could be the meaning of this contradiction? I believe it means that the victim did not hit her head on this piece of rubble. The bloodstain, you see, is just another fabrication. Its purpose is to mislead us into thinking the victim died near the courtroom entrance. Are you claiming that the culprit moved the victim's body? That's exactly what I'm claiming. The victim hit her head at some other location, most likely on the floor or some other flat surface. And this location was somewhere near where the bloody writing was found. Possibly, I'm just gonna toss this out there, it's possible that the place she hit her head was like one of the stones that was moved. I'm just gonna say it, I'm just saying. In that case, she definitely could have written the message. Your Honor! I have the results of the bloodstain analysis. Ah, very good timing. Let's take a look. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, the only parts of the message that were... got it. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added after... Fuck me! One more time. According to this report, the message was written in Detective Arm's blood. And as the defense claims, only the parts of the message that were added afterwards were written in Mr. Justice's blood. It would appear that the defense's assertion is correct after all. Bloody writing analysis added to the court record. Yes! You did it! You were right, boss. Now I have to drive it home. I'll have to take a good look at the bloody writing analysis later. Let's take a quick look right now, how about? Nope, we don't get to. Oh wait, we do. DNA analysis definitively proves the blood of the writing to be that of the victim Candace Arm, age 27. However, the lines that were added later were found to be written in the blood of Apollo Justice, age 23. Got it. Mr. Tonate, it is now apparent that you have told several lies to this court. I hope you have some sort of explanation for yourself. Wait, that's from the TTS. Fine. I will confess. You will? But then why are you so calm? This time I will tell the truth. The truth. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked. But I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing. My bad! I'm so sorry, you guys. I'm so sorry. I see. So it is your assertion that you merely moved the body. Is that it? That is correct. I did not kill Detective Arm. Oh, well, if that's all you did, then... Wait a minute! That in and of itself is a criminal act! Glad to see you finally crossed that finish line, Your Honor. Very well, then. Your cross-examination, please, Mr. Wright. My bad. Fixes all. Fixes all. No worries, mate. It is true that Detective Arm wrote my ID number. Let's take a quick look at the evidence. Very plainly wrote L155R. I was shocked, but I did not detonate the bomb. Detective Arm must have mistaken me for the real bomber. Not wanting to be accused, I moved the body and covered the writing.
we're gonna have to press it.
Hold it!
So you admit that you actually did see the bloody writing that Detective Arm left. My bad. I should have said so from the outset. And you're sure that it was your ID number? I am sure. It was definitely my ID number. That number was assigned exclusively to me by the police department. The number is assigned to my goggles as well.
So those funky things were provided by the police department?
Although these are special goggles customized by me personally. Speaking of personalized, these sunglasses of mine were custom made as well. They were specially created to be particularly dark and shiny. Speaking of special, my gavel is made of mahogany and was custom made as well. It was specially created to make a particularly loud and resounding sound.
Wish I had something to brag about. Be that as it all may, I just want to reconfirm you saw the bloody writing clearly. And that it was your ID number.
That is correct. My ID number was written in blood on the floor. She very plainly wrote L10015R. I was shocked.
So, I got a couple of thoughts here. I find it fascinating that if she very plainly wrote L10015R, then how come in the picture the R is missing?
Objection!
I just wanted to make doubly sure that L10015R is really what you saw written in blood.
Yes, it very clearly said L10015R.
But that's odd, because that's not what I see.
Objection!
What on earth are you babbling on about now? Wasn't it you who claimed the bloody writing was his ID number in the first place?
Take a good look at the photo and the bloody writing analysis. Now tell me, does it really say L10015R? Go! Something's missing, isn't it? And that something is the final R.
What is the meaning of this, Mr. Tonate? Oh, all right. Now I remember. There was no R on the end. It was a slip of the finger. My bad.
Come back, my beautiful contradiction. Mr. Wright, I'm not sure it was just a simple slip of the finger. You have something for me, Athena? You have something for me, Athena? I sense that he's extremely agitated, almost panicked. Huh. He does look pretty flustered. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that it was nothing more than a mere mistake. Oh no. Did he really just make a typo? What about that R? Did Mr. Tonate really see it? I think he actually saw it and then he removed it. But let's think about this for a second. This doesn't help my case as much as I think. Thank you. I will take a drink right now. It doesn't help my case as much as we think, right? Because if he actually saw it, that just feeds right into his testimony that, well, he saw it, so he tried to obscure it so that no one would cast doubt on him, right? However, if we had that stone,
Maybe that stone was the one that he hit someone with. Like, maybe that's the one he hit Apollo with. I don't know. I think he actually saw it. And the point is, he saw it and then knowingly moved it, but that doesn't really change his story of I saw it and I had to make sure people didn't think it was me. You know? And what if it was he thought he saw an R? If he thought he saw an R, well then we're just playing into what he just said. So we're not winning anything by just being like, okay, I believe him. Okay, what do you got for me, Maya? Thank you for the bits. Tonate. Oopsie whoopsie, we made a fucky wucky, a widow fucko bongo! Can we get a little more vibrato on that last one? A widow fucko brongo! Oh! All right. Thank you, Maya. I think you saw it. Let's see what happens. Let's say it first, though. Maybe Mr. Tonate really did see the R. But there's no R anywhere in the bloody writing. What is going on here? Huh. Now that I take another good look at the photo, I think maybe... Well, that's it! What is it now, Mr. Right? Are you trying to... Sorry, I didn't realize we were doing chords of steel. Let's try that again. That's it! What is it now, Mr. Right? Are you trying to imitate Apollo and his chords of steel? Ah. I've got it. So that's what happened. A slip of the finger. Is that really all it was? Because I don't think so. I propose that Mr. Tonate really did see the letter R. But the photo clearly shows that there's no R. No, Your Honor. Actually, just the opposite is true. The photo shows that Mr. Tonate actually could have seen the R. If you're going to make that claim, then you'd better be able to point out what you mean. What part of the photo shows that Mr. Tonate could have seen the R? It's the freaking R, asshole.
Take that!
Please look here, to the right of the 5. Do you see this little bit of red? Oh, I see it. Just on the edge where the floor is broken up. That's the R that Mr. Tonate saw.
Objection!
It's true that the witness wears some very, very odd goggles. But that doesn't mean his eyesight is bad, nor his brain power. What part of that little smudge looks like an R to you?
Objection!
But what Mr. Tonate saw wasn't that little smudge. There was a whole and complete R written there. Before the floor was damaged by the explosion. Wait, what do you mean before? Wait, what? Oh, well, we do know that there were rocks coming down. Sorry, I'm thinking like, was there an assault in the courtroom? No, but there were rocks coming down, so maybe he saw it as it was coming down. What does it mean, though? Oh, well, that explains it. Huh? Care to explain what you mean? Because you just proposed that everything happened in the exact opposite order. Yeah, because that's the way it really went down. The timing of when the R was written turns everything about this case around. Now then, if the floor was damaged by the explosion, when was the message written? With the bloody message running off the edge of the damaged floor like that. We can only conclude that it was written before the explosion. But that's ridiculous! If that were true, it overturns your own premise. That's right. It does. In fact, it turns everything upside down. The victim was not killed by the explosion in the courtroom. She was killed before the explosion ever occurred. Wait. Huh? Did the bomb started to beep like it was going to go off? Everyone started evacuating. Did he assault her as the bomb was arming after everyone escaped? They said she was out last, and they surmised that it was because she was helping other people escape and got caught in the explosion. Was she helping everyone escape, and the last person other than herself was Ted, who assaulted and dealt her a lethal blow, a mortal wound, and she started to write the message, and then the bomb went off. An order! Order in the court! What kind of preposterous claim is that? Have you forgotten that the victim's body was found at the scene of the explosion?
Objection!
True, but consider this scenario. She was hit on the head and killed before the explosion. Or even before the trial began. Wait, I'm sorry, what? I'm sorry, huh? Did he place the body? I'm so confused right now. Or even before the trial began. Her body was subsequent. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Wait. She was in the box. She was killed because she was gonna be a key witness or something, right? Wait, who was she? Wait. Who was she? The victim in the case. So she was gonna be a key witness. She was the victim in the case. No. She was a detective. Sorry. Okay. Hang on. She was the detective. She was the detective who was heading up the investigation into a bombing incident. So she was the biggest thing in opposition of him. So he cornered her as someone working in the courtroom, someone she thought she could trust, killed her. She started to write the bloody message. He comes back, discovers that, shoves her in the box, drags the box over the writing, and then the trial starts. Her body was subsequently placed in the courtroom ruins after the bombing occurred. That way it could be made to look like she was a victim of the blast. What? It sounds like we'd better look into what the victim was doing before the trial. Mr. Payne, did anyone see Detective Arm before the trial? Let's see. According to the police report, oh, here it is. One person saw the victim before the trial, and that person was Ted Tonate. Wait, what? No one besides Mr. Tonate saw the victim? That appears to be the case, Your Honor. I would now ask the court to recall something. Specifically, Mr. Tonate's words from yesterday. It was when Detective Arm and I were transporting the bomb. Oh my. Mr. Tonate, just before the trial, you were with the victim. The two of you were together at the scene of the crime, courtroom number 4. Your Honor, the defense requests new testimony from Mr. Tonate. We wish to hear what he has to say about his whereabouts just before the trial. Mr. Tonate, your testimony, please. My testimony? There is no need for it. He's completely unnerved, Mr. Wright. You must have hit the nail on the head. She sounds a little hoarse.
You must have hit the nail on the head. All I did was transport the bomb to the room. I already told you. Blast this thing! I was only in the courtroom with the victim because of our work. I swear I was only transporting the bomb there.
Objection!
You and the victim were alone together at the scene of the crime. In other words, you certainly had the opportunity to commit murder, did you not?
Objection!
Tisk, tisk. Do you always leave yourself so open to attacks, Mr. Wright? What now, Mr. Payne? Yes, Mr. Tonade may have had the opportunity to kill Detective Arm. But an important piece of your assertion is missing. What important piece? The murder weapon. What do you claim was used to kill the victim? But Mr. Payne has a point. Even if Mr. Tonade had the chance, without a weapon, we can't accuse him of a crime. Well, Mr. Tonade? Oh, yes, that's right. I didn't have any sort of thing that could be used as a murder weapon on me. I couldn't possibly have killed Detective Arm. Did he really have nothing he could have used as a murder weapon? Huh. What is it, Athena? Just looking over the victim's autopsy report. I'm hoping there's something in there that can point us in the right direction. Oh, what does it say that she died? Well, it does say that she died from trauma to the back of the head with a flat object. Yeah, and to inflict that specific kind of injury, all you would need is a flat surface, right? A heavy, blunt object with a flat surface could definitely be our murder weapon. Well, Mr. Wright, can you indicate for the court what was used to kill Detective Arm? I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. There is one piece of evidence that is unaccounted for, by the way. I bet I know what he used. Thank you. I need to actually not just drink this amazing drink that Michael made me. I need to also have some water. I believe I can. Believe being the key word here. You can? Well, then please do so now. What did Mr. Tonade have that could have been used as the murder weapon? The fucking missing boat switch.
Take that!
This must have been the murder weapon. Don't be ridiculous. Ha! You fell right into my trap. Wait, was I wrong? So you confirm that this piece of evidence was not the murder weapon? Well, that narrows my candidates down by one. I hope you don't intend to answer by process of elimination, Mr. Wright. Possibly. Because if you do, prepare to see me do more of this to you. Okay, the victim was killed with a blow to the head. So the question is, which evidence is connected to Mr. Tonade and could serve as a blunt instrument? The bomb itself. The bomb itself. And he can take it apart easily, he can clean it. I'll ask you again, Mr. Wright. What did Mr. Tonade have that could have been used as the murder weapon?
Take that!
Mr. Tonade, you say you didn't have anything that could be used as a weapon? But in fact, you had the perfect thing. What? What the devil are you talking about? You had this. That's the bomb. I thought you were trying to prove that the victim wasn't killed by the bomb blast. The bomb blast, no. But I believe Candace Arm was killed with this bomb. Because this is the blunt object that delivered the fatal blow to her head. Please recall the description of Detective Arm's head wound. Trauma to the back of the head caused by impact with a flat object. We assumed this injury was sustained when her head hit the floor. But a blow from any flat side of this bomb would produce the same exact wound pattern. Why is it beeping? What is with him? Then show me some proof. Where's the evidence that I hit the bomb, that I hit the victim with the bomb? Oh shit, he's right. I don't have anything decisive. Did you find any of the victim's blood on the bomb? That would be decisive proof. But too bad! The bomb was blown to bits! It's long gone. Boom! Game over! Yeah! Mr. Wright, is there really nothing on the bomb in the photo? There's a crack, there's a crack, there's a crack, there's a crack. Holy shit, there's a crack, there's a crack, there's a fucking crack, there's a crack, there's a crack, there's a crack. I don't see any blood or anything. Wait, the timer display is a little broken there. Maybe it broke when it made contact with Detective Arm's head. That's definitely a distinct possibility. But unless we find a fragment with the victim's blood on it, it's not going to count. I guess you're right. By setting off the bomb, Tonate managed to... By setting off the bomb, Tonate managed to obliterate all traces of the murder weapon. What in the world do I do now? At times like this, I've got to change gears and look at things a different way. Instead of looking for the things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tonate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. Which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. I think I have just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonate had to hide. It's one of two things. It's either the remote, that it was actually done with the remote, or it was her in the box. And if she was put in the box, there's gonna be blood in the box. Let's try the box.
Take that!
Your Honor, please take a look at this. This sounds like it's wrong. Son of a bitch. What? But if she's bleeding out in the box, I'm positive she was in the box. She had to have been in the box. What's in the box? She had to have been in the box. But the question is, that shows exactly what Mr. Tonate had to hide. I mean, it had to have been the remote then? That's why I assume it's just in the box the whole time. But it's not. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonate had to hide. Let's read it again. I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Yeah, he hid the remote.
Take that!
Was I just one thing early? Son of a bitch!
Hang on. God damn it. All right, so the missing remote is not the thing he hid. I swear to God it's the box. But we're not looking for what was hid in. We're not looking for what was hid in. We're looking for what he had to hide. What the fuck did he have to hide? The letter R? Is that what he used? No. Maybe? Let's read it again, one more time. Jesus, what the fuck? I've got to change gears and look at things a different way. Instead of looking for things he wasn't able to hide, I should be looking for a way to expose the things he did hide. Ted Tonate murdered Detective Arm before the trial started. Then he placed her body in the courtroom after the bomb went off. Which means there was something he needed to keep hidden until then. Her body! And I think I have just the thing. Time to present the photo that shows exactly what Mr. Tonate had to hide. Maybe the picture of her? Because we're saying he had to hide her.
Take that!
Your Honor! Your Honor! There's something we've all been overlooking. If the murder took place before the trial, then Mr. Tonate would have had to hide the body somewhere during the trial. Hey, you're right. And if we can figure out where that hiding place was, exactly, we might be able to find some evidence we can pin him down with. So where could Mr. Tonate have hidden the body during the trial? In the fucking box. I'm like 3 steps ahead of this case.
Take that!
Wait. A box big enough for a body. A box that was in the courtroom the whole time. A box nobody would touch if they thought there was a bomb in it. Mr. Tonate! What is it? Do you finally have some decisive evidence to show me? No. You're the one who's gonna show it to me. Come again. You heard me. Now show me what's inside that bomb transport case. What? Why? No, there's no need! I've got him now. Just before the trial, you killed the victim with a blunt object. And then you placed her body in the ruins of the courtroom after the bomb went off. Clearly, you were trying to make it look like she died in the explosion. But where was the body hidden during the trial? Oh, I hadn't thought of that. The answer is right here. Inside a box made of thick alloy plating that can withstand any impact. No, that's completely false. If it's false, you should have no objections to showing us your transport case. So let's open it up and take a look inside, shall we? Let's not. Not if you value your life. What is he up to now? Remain calm and listen carefully. This bomb will detonate in 5 minutes. What? Huh? I repeat, this HH-3000 will detonate in 5 minutes. What is going on? Your Honor, I recommend you adjourn this trial before this bomb goes off. Mr. Tonate, are you threatening me? Heh. I am the only one who can disable this bomb. If you do not want to die, your only option is to listen to me. But Mr. Tonate,
Didn't you say that that's just a training module? A fake to practice on? I did, but I also lied. This is the real deal. This is the HH3000. But the HH3000 was used to blow up courtroom number 4, wasn't it? How do you know it was the real HH3000 that blew up courtroom number 4?
Huh?
The bomb that blew up the courtroom was a different one. One that I made.
What? Then are we to take that as a confession on your part?
Take it any way you like. Just before the trial, I took the HH3000 out of the stuffed animal and put my own bomb into it. That was the bomb that exploded and destroyed courtroom number 4! Mr. Tonate, please be reasonable. Do you really expect us to believe a crazy story like that? The HH3000 is so unique, I had never seen anything like it. It is so unique that I could not replicate the detonation mechanism. So I just had to have it. Besides, did anyone look inside the stuffed animal during the trial? Did anyone check to see if it really was the HH3000 in there?
I must confess no one opened the stuffed animal to check. So there really is a possibility that the bomb was switched out?
No, not a possibility, a certainty. I did it.
So he's had a real bomb with him this whole time?
You had better get out of here while you can. You do not have much time.
Oh my God, the crowd, do you hear that? An order! Order in the court! I'm out of here! It's gonna blow! Run!
You 4 are still here? Well, aren't you brave?
It's just, it wouldn't do for a judge presiding over this court to run. But that horrible explosion the other day. The judge looks like he's about to book it for the nearest exit any second. As for Mr. Payne,
that is...
And he's off. Mr. Wright, what do we do? It'd be pretty pathetic to run now, wouldn't it? But the bomb might really go off.
Only 3 more minutes, folks.
Is that bomb really the HH3000? What should I do? Run like a yellow-bellied chicken or stand my ground? We gotta stand our ground. I can't run now.
Well, it's been fun, but I will be going now. With my dear HH3000, naturally. Oh, and by the way, I would advise against having me followed. Even with no remote switch, this bomb can still be triggered manually. If I think I'm being followed, I will detonate it on the spot. Farewell.
Hold it! You're not going anywhere, Ted Tonate.
Oh.
Your Honor, there's no reason to be afraid. That bomb is a fake. But are you sure, Mr. Right?
More of your famous bluffing. Even at the risk of your own life.
Mr. Right, none of your bluffing now. Not at a time like this. Lives are on the line here. I'm not bluffing. And I have proof. You do? Yes. Of course, Your Honor. It's right here in the photo of the bomb. Clear as day. Proof that Mr. Tonate's bomb is not the real HH-3000. Really? Well, out with it then, immediately. Where is the proof that Mr. Tonate is holding, that what Mr. Tonate is holding is not the real HH-3000? It's the crack. It has no crack, right? Right? God, I hope I'm right.
Take that!
The display for the timer on the bomb in the photo is broken. Most likely it broke when Mr. Tonate used the bomb to attack Detective Arm. But the display on the bomb in front of us is not broken. Oh, you're right. Therefore, this is not the real HH-3000. Mr. Tonate was clearly lying when he said he switched out the bomb in the stuffed animal. The real HH-3000 blew up in courtroom number 4. This bomb is nothing more than a fake, a model used for training purposes. Fear not, Your Honor. I will exterminate the inside of the bomb transport case myself. I will examine the inside of the bomb transport case myself. Yes, please do that, Mr. Wright. No! No, stop! What is that? Is that a blood stain? Just as I expected. Your lies have been blown to bits, Mr. Tonate. I'm confident DNA analysis on this bloodstain will confirm that it's Detective Arm's blood. And that those results will conclusively prove that you murdered Detective Arm. How about it, Mr. Tonate? Think you can dismantle this evidence? Think you can dismantle this decisive evidence? Can we just appreciate this fucking point? Holy shit, the dramatic camera angle. Dismantle it. You're too late! You missed your chance to run, so now you're out of time! This HH-3000 is about to explode! Don't try to threaten us, Mr. Tonate. I've already proved that your bomb is a fake. It's real. This bomb is the real thing, I tell you. It's real. Mad Bomber, party of one. There is no time left. It's gonna blow. I have to disarm it. I have to take it apart. I can dismantle anything. I can take apart evidence. I can take apart bombs. I can dismantle it all. Dismantle, 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 dismantle. Exterminate, exterminate. I'm not gonna make it. Only one thing left to do. Stop! made it. Yes. Game over. Dismantle attempt failed. It's all over. My life has been blown to pieces. It's all that stupid woman's fault. I was selling the bombs I disarmed on the black market. When I tried to take this one, she just had to notice, didn't she? She confronted me in courtroom number 4 that day. That's why I had no choice. Before I knew what I was doing, I hit her. It's all her fault. While I was looking for a place to hide her body, she left a message in her own blood. The trial was about to start, so I didn't have time to clean it up, and now all of this. I thought for sure I could disguise her death with an explosion. Then that stupid defense attorney started sticking his nose into my business. After my testimony yesterday, I went to courtroom number 4 and I found that kid all up in my bomb transport case. That's when I snuck up behind him and BAM! When the idiot police arrived, that little girl, I thought for sure I could pin it all on her. Why? Oh, why? Oh, why? I thought there was going to be more. Ted Tonate, you are hereby under arrest on suspicion of the courtroom bombing and the assault on Mr. Justice. Your innocence or guilt will be determined at a later trial. Now then, I see that members of the public have returned to the gallery. One person, however, seems to still be running far, far away. Be that as it may, I will now announce Ms. Juniper Woods' verdict. Let's go! Fuck yeah! Aw, baby. Oh, look at them. They're all happy with their clay smiles. And pain is gone. Pain's fucking gone. Court is adjourned. December 18th, 12:31 p.m., District Court, Defendant, Lobby number 5. But before we do this, I'm going to take a quick break. I'll see you back here in 3. We won! Savor it. Savor it for 3 minutes. I'll see you right back. we continue. December 18th, 12:31 p.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 5. You did it, boss! Yeah, I guess we managed to pull it off somehow. So many mysteries cleared up all at once. It was amazing. It just sort of worked out that way, didn't it? That's not the kind of thing that usually just works out. You made it happen. And the way that mean old prosecutor hightailed it out of there, that was great. Mr. Wright, Fina, thank you for everything you did for me. I'm so happy for you, Junie. Now you can go back home to the forest in peace. I hope the both of you will come and visit me there sometime. That would be nice. Thank you for the invitation. I don't know, Mr. Wright. I'm not so sure you could make it all the way up to Junie's house. How high up do you live again, Junie? Around 3,000 feet, I think. What? That's no forest, that's a mountain! But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about that case. Oh, she's being serious now. But you know, boss, there's something that still bothers me about that case. One little mystery we never got around to solving. Oh, that? Yeah, I was wondering about that too. Is this the unsolved mystery you're thinking of? The fucking remote.
Take that!
The remote switch, right? Yeah. I wonder where it disappeared to. Maybe Mr. Tony just got rid of it somewhere? Yeah. It is a pretty big thing to leave unsolved, though. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. Did I have a, I swear, did I get bits before and did you just never deliver on those bits? No, we never got a quote for you. What the heck? Get your quote together. Well, let's leave it up to the police to find. For now, we should be celebrating our not guilty verdict. I guess you're right. Hey, I know. Junie, shall we go report the good news? You know, to that certain someone. Okay. Huh? What, her grandmother? No, silly. To Apollo. Oh, yeah, right. Well, why don't we all go to the hospital together to see him? Great idea. I bet he's bored out of his mind. Okay. And so the courtroom bombing case came to a close. But the next trial was just over the horizon. There's never a dull moment with so many lawyers in the office. That's for sure. Apollo Justice, Athena Sykes, and me, Phoenix Wright. Between the three of us, there's no case we can't solve. When our powers combine, we're an unstoppable team. At least, that's what I believed. But all of that changed with what Apollo said to us that day. It was something that would put my faith in us to the ultimate test. Date? Question mark? Time? Question mark? Write anything agency. I'll be with you shortly, Moldy. Welcome, newcomers.
Sorry, but I'll be taking a leave of absence.
Wait, what do you mean by a leave?
Can you at least give me a reason why? I can only say that this is something I must settle on my own.
Oh, why, Apollo? Why are you shutting us out?
What happened to you, Apollo? Ever since you put that jacket on, you've changed. And now, for whatever reason, all my mind keeps doing is returning to the day I first met you. We had tackled our first case together, he and I, this past spring. And as we did, I came to know who he is and how he thinks. It was a very peculiar case, one in which the victim was killed by a mythical creature. And that is the end of Turnabout Countdown. Next up, the monstrous turnabout. What do you have for me, Moldy Lemaine? Let's see. What is happening in this message? You jump at the gun for the bits, and you're like, wait, fuck, what was I going to have her say? Craze, the pieces never fit together. Begin with robot in both ranges. Yeah, let me see what I can do with this. The pieces never fit together to begin with. Mankind is dead. Hell is full. Blood is fuel. Ooh, made myself cough with that one. Give it a little growl. Thank you for the vids, Moldy Lemaine. Thank you. Also, welcome some random Mexican and Burnty. And that is the end of Turnabout Countdown. And I think it's probably where we're going to end up wrapping up today. Weird as that is, I know it's like such a short stream, but like whenever we get to the finale with all the screaming, I'm like, I might need to rest. Super good work on the voice acting. Thank you. It makes me so happy that I can do this for you every week. You guys are so freaking cool. Thank you so much for giving me your time. Thank you for being here every week for every step of this journey and for letting me perform for you guys. Yeah, thank you. I always try to make them just a little bit different. You know, there's always gonna be a little bit of crossover because I'm just one person creating all of these voices. On the fly, cold read. But yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I really appreciate you guys being here. Now, I thought originally, I was like, you know what? If I get to 8:30, so that would be like 2.5 hours from the start. Not from the start of the performance, but 2.5 hours from the stream. I would continue on and start the next one. But especially knowing that the tutorial itself was a two-parter, I kind of feel like I want to start fresh at the end of next week. We'll start the new case from scratch next Friday, and we'll take it from there. So, short stream today. I hope that's okay. What did we do? 3 hours? That seems like my shortest stream in a long time. Nisbets, that's it though. We're gonna wrap it there. We are gonna be back tomorrow for Destiny, I believe. There's a new dungeon out. There's a new dungeon out in Destiny that started today with a challenge mode, and assuming someone beats it by tomorrow evening, we will probably be back tomorrow with Cav and Rail. We're not gonna do the challenge mode, but we are gonna do it a blind run. So we will be doing the brand new dungeon tomorrow, completely blind. No one knows what the hell's going on. It'll be a lot of fun to figure it out as we go and kind of just figure out the mechanics on the fly. Should be a lot of fun. Got a little lunch, a little lunch with a friend earlier that day, and then I'll be back for the raid. So I hope you'll join me tomorrow. If you're here for the first time, I know one of you just joined, or at least just popped into chat. But if you're here for the first time and you had fun,
I don't always scream into the microphone. I'm a variety streamer. I'm Melazand. You can call me Mel. I'm a professional voice actor. You might not know that from the bonkersness that is Friday Stream, but I stream a lot of variety games. We've been playing Grounded. We've been playing Destiny. We've been playing Vermintide and Black Desert. So come back. Throw me a follow if you don't already. I'm building an army, and I want you to be a part of it. Follow me right now, before you do anything else. Hit the follow button. Feel free to follow me on Twitter and/or Blue Sky at Melazand. You can join my Discord, where we announce all sorts of things. Like, apparently we have a Cobblemon server. We have a little unofficial Minecraft server that some of our members of our community just put together, and other stuff. So I hope you'll be a part of it. I hope you'll come hang out with us. And yeah, I will see you back here tomorrow evening. What do we do in the meantime? I'm gonna take us over to, oh my gosh, Joel is live. What the heck? Let's go say hi to Joel. Joel is playing Among Us right now. And I love that man, so we're gonna go say hi. If you can do one more thing before you go, before you disperse, before you leave, important, drop some emotes in his chat for me, all right? Pick your favorite 1, 2, your favorite 3 emotes if you have access to them, and just spam them out a couple of times. Heart and raid is a great option, but whatever else you want to do, just drop a handful of emotes in the chat. Do it a couple of times if you want, in a couple of different quantities, just like this, and I think it'll put a big old smile on his face. And then he'll tell you about how to enlarge your dick or something. That's what he usually does. He'll tell you how to make your dick bigger. But if you don't want to use those two, pick any of your favorite emotes. As long as they're mine, drop a whole bunch of them in the chat. And then, if you hang out with Joel, I hope he takes really good care of you. If you end up somewhere else, I hope you have a great time. Eat something delicious whenever you have a chance. Take good care of yourself. Be kind to yourself. Stay hydrated. Get some rest whenever you do. And I will see you when I see you. Is it Friday yet? I'll see you tomorrow. And I'm looking forward already to next Friday when we can jump back into more Ace Attorney. All right, get the hell out of here. Have a great night. Give him my love.